today we're interviewing Ms. Bousquet. What inspired you to start art?
So I was always passionate about art. In high school I really got into art, and I took every art class that was offered by my high school. And then in college I knew that I was going to do something with art, but I didn't see myself becoming a studio artist and working alone. I knew I wanted to do something with people. I wasn't really sure what, so I continued to take art classes, and eventually I was led into art education, which was perfect. It was perfect blending my passion for art and also helping other people.
Why did you want to come to elementary school?
So previously I taught grades 4 and 5 in Berwick, which I loved, and then eventually I moved to high school, and I spent 5 years teaching high school art at CRES Academy, one town over in Kittery. And while I loved the types of lessons I could do with some of the high school students, they were a little more involved, but I really was craving the enthusiasm and the excitement that elementary students have when they're in the art room.
Why did you become an art teacher?
I became an art teacher. I kind of addressed this in the first question a little bit. I became an art teacher because I didn't necessarily see myself as working alone in an art studio. I knew that I wanted to do something and work with other people. And initially I actually wanted to become an art therapist, but that was not offered by my college, and they said, you know, you should do maybe something with art education, and then for graduate school you could be an art therapist. But I ended up falling in love with art education when I was pursuing that degree, so that's how I became an art teacher.
Why did you become, how long have you been an art teacher?
So I've been teaching art for, this is my 7th year, so I did 1 year in Berwick and then 5 at CRES Academy.
Oh. How did you become such a good artist?
As a child, I was always really creative. I enjoyed going outside and making things out in nature, like fairy houses and things like that. I also enjoyed doing crafts at my home growing up, and then in high school, that's when I really realized that I had a passion for creating art and that I really enjoyed it. So I would say in high school I kind of began to develop my skills, and then in college I continued to study and continued to practice. It wasn't always something that I was the absolute best at, but it was something that I really, really loved and pursued and just practiced over time.
What made you come up with your ideas for art, like cultures and paper houses?
Well, I really look at the world around me, and I think about what are some really big themes related to art making. So in 2nd grade, students are kind of looking at the idea of self and home, and how art has basically been connected to ideas of self and how the students can express their relationships with their families and their homes through art. In 3rd grade, students are going to be learning about the connection between art and community, and then in 4th grade, you guys are doing art and culture, so we're going to be kind of traveling around the world and looking at how art has influenced and shaped different world cultures. So it's kind of broad. So then I look at, there are just so many different art forms out there, so then I look at what I can pull in from different cultures to create lessons that allow you to express your own creativity, but also kind of bring in history and culture in a way that you can become inspired.